Just realizing I forgot to loop the song, so it played only once. Oh well. A young lady stands in her bedroom. Due to a violent storm, her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet connection. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection. Somehow, this young lady named... It's on the tip of your tongue. What was the name of this young lady again? No, that wasn't it. Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you're without electricity. Although your laptop computer still functions on battery power, you have a variety of interests. You have a passion for rather obscure literature, you enjoy creative writing, and are somewhat secretive about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit, and your room is a bit of a mess. And on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fancy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? You retrieve arms from the purple box. The purple package's contents are private. No one is allowed to look inside. You writhe like a flagellum and puke on your bed. What a terrible idea. The thought alone makes you sick to your stomach. You stroke writing journal and mutter, "My precious." You would only resort to such an embarrassing activity while no one was watching. These journals are for your eyes only. You get the violin. You captchalogue the violin, storing it in the root card of your Silodex. You play a haunting refrain on the violin. No, I did not see it. I did not see a message about the site at all. You waste approximately 40 seconds playing the violin while your friend is in peril. Nice time management skills. John tells Liv Tyler he loves her before impact. Since his good-for-nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out in time, he issues words of parting fondness to dear sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn, blue-collar, salt-of-the-earth father. Then she would fall into your arms for consolation, and you would be the one to make the deceased Bruce Willis proud. Rose captchalogues knitting supply bag. It occupies the left leaf card under the violin, per the tree modus's alphabetical sorting method. K is a less than V. Well, yeah, I know. But also I've got a browser that lets me use Flash and still run Flash stuff. I could pull up to Olivine if you want, just to prove it, but yeah. It'll be fine. And if it isn't, then oh well. Yeah, yeah. If you download if you download an older version of Flash and set it to not update, and also run a browser that is willing to support it, such as WaterFox, then you can still run Flash. Neat. Yeah, I don't know where the original site is, and I'm okay with just using this one. I mean, you can link it, but I won't go there. Do 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 do. Neat. Let's see. Oh, whoops. Let's... Yeah, I kind of like the formatting better on this website. I'll try this one, though. Nah, I think I'll just stick with the website I was using before. Rose looks out the window. Her panoramic window offers a view of her yard below, and the mausoleum. Okay. Housing her dead cat Jaspers, who died while she was young. Her mom had the structure erected with a spirit of scornful irony in response to her youthfully innocent request to hold a funeral for the animal. At least, that is how she's come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. Let's see. Okay. If I run into any problems with the animations and all that, I can switch to the original website, but for now I'm just gonna stick to using the one I've been using. Yeah. For now, this will be fine, though. She can also make out the silhouette of the laboratory next door, a facility which likely broadcasts a strong wireless internet signal. She may be able to connect the signal from a different part of the house. Perhaps if she seeks higher ground? Rose gets the laptop. She takes the laptop and prepares to make a journey throughout the house. L is greater than V, and L is less than V, and L is greater than K. This causes the tree to be unbalanced, so the Siladex auto-balances itself. Now the laptop occupies the root card, while the other two items compromise the leaves. K is less than L, V is more than L. Rose examines the book on the desk. This book is absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of her ilk, of which there are very few. Rose takes the book. She takes the grimoire. G is less than L, and G is less than K. Rose explores the house. She leaves her bedroom. Oh, I love that picture. That's a great picture. Gotta take a screenshot of that picture. Hanging next to the door in the hallway is a painting of an exquisite wizard. Her mother collects these awful things ironically. She must know how much Rose detests them. And there's no doubt in her mind that she stores these dreadful things in the house specifically to bother her. Down the hall to the right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps she'll be able to connect from up there. Rose's mother's room is also in that direction. She'll have to watch her step. Rose tiptoes to the observatory. Neat. I'm not going to look into that right now, but I might look into it later. She approaches a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. She continues onward. Rose sneaks by. This door leads up to the observatory. She hasn't ventured up there in quite some time. Rose goes through the door. The door opens to an exterior walkway, leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Oh, the things you'll do to help out a friend. Rose hurries up to that observatory. And Rose tries to connect. She first puts her laptop down on the floor to get it situated, but removing it from the root card causes all the branches and leaves to be severed. Her items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. Rose sees what she can observe. She's in a hurry, sure, but that doesn't mean she can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. She finds a gap in the clouds. It seems a flurry of smaller meteoroids is striking steadily overhead. She's not sure what this means, but it is somewhat disconcerting. Rose stacks the laptop on the grimoire to maximize the elevation. She'll need every advantage she can get. Rose accesses the laboratory Wi-Fi network. There are several signals being broadcasted from the laboratory, each of relatively decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. She selects the signal and reconnects to the game with John. I'm back. Hurry up and open my door. Not that it even matters. I think I'm probably dead no matter what. Patience, you still haven't used the new totem. I believe it will create the item on the punch card. So what is it? Like an apple or something? What good will that even do? We'll see. I found no evidence that anyone has successfully created the item, and the content of the card appears to be variable from session to session. In one instance, it was described as an eggy-looking thing. Do we have enough of those building jewels to make it? According to the Athenium, it is a free item. This speaks to its importance in my view. Now off you go. Rose removes the door from the hinges. There goes the rest of your build, Grist. Rose puts the bathtub back. She probably should have done this in the first place. John takes the totem to the alchemeter. Got to get those blocks out of the way first. Neat. The Colonel Sprite is getting awfully worked up about all this. Rose removes the blocks. She stores all the perfectly generic objects in her Fernaria registry, potentially to be deployed at a later time. John takes a bite of the apple. I'm gonna see if it works first. Neat. End of Act 1. Years in the future, but not many. A wayward vagabond records a stuttering step in the sun-bleached dust. Neat. Act 2. Yeah, this is my first time reading Homestuck past the first couple of pages. I just ate a slice of pizza. The kernel divides, the two halves go their separate ways, leaving behind the Sprite portion. Boy. Neat. What's left of the Sprite undergoes a mysterious transformation. For a moment, you thought you heard someone say, "Boy," as if whispered in the periphery of your awareness. It was probably just your imagination, though. Neat. Oh! Sorry about that. I should be reading this. John peeks over the railing. Getting close to the railing makes him a little nervous. It's a long way down. This large platform. Good grief, what is it, boy? The alchemitor created the output hole, or the tree that sprouted it, rather, right on time to save you from destruction. You're not sure if you can say the same for your neighborhood, though. You wonder what happened to your dad. The ghost clown. Do something with it? The ghost clown is called the Colonel Sprite, or rather just the Sprite now, I suppose. You can't do something with it at the moment. The only thing you could theoretically do with it is here to prototype it. Assuming that's still possible. Open this door and walk through it. That man with the humorous spectacles. Admire him. Oh, Michael Sarah, your warm smile is shining beacon in these dark times. I detest this. Disregard it. The Harlequin painting? You have the sentiments in common with John, then, I suppose. No, 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 no! Keep moving! Believe me, you have no intention of turning your head to observe this dreadful thing. Neat. Why does this small man stand here? The Harlequin is always ready to serve you with illumination, whether you're reading a book or just enjoying a nice pipe. A small dessert tray? Useless. In retrospect, it was pretty funny when your dad pied you like that. Gotcha again by the old man. Topple this urn immediately. That would be disrespectful to your Nana. You just won't do it. Or not intentionally, at least. You consider that it is fortunate she is no longer around to witness this sorrow. On the other hand, you would probably benefit from her elderly wisdom now. Stow lump of soot for future use, boy. That stuff is really dirty and you don't want it. Besides, you have it on good authority that a significant portion of it is comprised of asbestos. Wield these instruments of combat. Any one of these things would make a fine weapon, if only your striped specibus wasn't already allocated. Oh well. Move this absurd edifice and exit your house, boy. This thing weighs a ton. You'd honestly be surprised if the game cursor could lift it, or at least not with a not without a significant expense of grist. Of all the places for Rose to drop the infernal thing, more than ever you feel. What's the word you're looking for? Of course, house-trapped. Neat. Neat. That's a joke I made. Use this to reseal that opening there. If only putting the lid back on the extruder would allow all this to undo. Alas, Pandora's tube has been opened. Wait, go back out there, boy. What's this one? Boy, go in here. Absorb this box. The bunny is not in the box. I said, the bunny is not in the box. Why couldn't the bunny be in the box? Acquire this small Persian rug. It's a towel, dumbass. It will probably come in handy for cleaning up this weird mess in your room. Not that it's a huge priority, though. Marvel at this adventure in outer space. This movie is... okay, this movie is really bad. Not even you can defend it. You've been meaning to take this poster down, actually. Boy, look through this window. At least your tire swing remains unmolested. A tree without a tire swing is like a house without a surrounding neighborhood, you guess? This door. Explain this. Rose sure did a number on the house, but you guess she did manage to save your life. You guess. Inspect this ghastly man and his boy. Fred Savage has a punchable face, your ass. More like a talented young actor's face, who you would want to hang out with if you got the chance, and also if you were not a fully grown man now. Anyway, the thought of monsters lurking in your house scares the shit out of you, which is why this movie is so awesome. But the fact that these monsters could also be your best friend is what makes it doubly awesome. This huge sewing machine, of what use is it? The punch card seemed to contain the instructions for carving a totem of a certain shape. You guess maybe the other punch cards will produce different shapes? It bears further exploration. This funny man text, you should ignore it. Just looking at the cover craps you up. What a great book. Harry Anderson is your hero, and Mike Haveney's glowing treatment of the man does him every bit of justice. You'll have to give this another read soon. Not that. Tier prototype the sprite, or the thing you said, do it. You're not the one who is supposed to prototype it, the Spurb server user is supposed to do that. Let's see. You there, boy. What? Boy, listen to me, boy. His name is John. Boy who is John, do as I say. What would you like boy who is John to do? Obey my commands, John boy. And those commands would be: like the boy to interact with his environment in a constructive manner. Maybe you should be a little more specific. Have the boy assess his current situation. I'm afraid I don't have the boy do that. Tell him to do that yourself. Very well. Okay. That instruction does not do anything at the moment. Could you please turn the controls over to a more competent user? Increasingly sophomoric. Also, you almost spelled salad in there. You there, boy. What? I think it's looping. Boy, listen to me, boy. Trying to click on things like computer. Investigate this device. It seems you're still connected to the internet. Rose is trying to get in touch with you. You'll reply in a moment once you've fully assessed your situation. Go out the door that is not here. Which one's this? That's the room that doesn't have a door. What is down here? Proceed, boy. Open this. Your dad's room is still locked. Go in there now. Your plumbing here is faulty. Man, Rose did a piss-poor job of fixing the bathroom. It would almost certainly be a mistake to try to use the toilet. You guess you could just go pee over the edge of the cliff. Your plumbing up here is faulty. Let's see. Leave at once. I am not fond of this smug fellow. The man, the myth, the legend. What do you have up your sleeve there, Anderson? Look at that poker face. He's not telling a soul. No, go back. Maybe. Here, boy, in there. This is a mess, boy. You're so glad your dad wasn't watching when you did this. He never would have let you hear the end of it. Inspect this merry band of performers. Cirque du Soleil once filed a restraining order against your father. You were never so embarrassed in your life. Operate this instrument. I just pointed it out because I noticed... Because I assumed the doorway without a door would be the one to his room. This music's getting loud. You'll not do that intentionally. You only resort to throwing stuff out the window via Silodex mismanagement. This man is an imbecile. Ignore him. He's alright. Looks like he doesn't take himself too seriously, and knows how to have a good time. You can only assume your dad hung it crooked to make it look more whimsical. Look here. It's dark out there. Can't see anything for miles. Seek the riches he guards below. God, that's loud. Fuck. I'm gonna mute that for a minute. That's so fucking loud. This one offers a friendly wave. But yeah, this is really just another stupid piece of shit. I see treachery in his eyes. Oh, he doesn't look so bad. Cool. That's okay, I can mute the stream. Or at least the audio other than myself, I mean. Open this iron vault, boy. You don't know the combination. It has a knife. Be alarmed by this. R.I.P. Ledger. But yeah, I just pointed out the door because I had forgotten already which one led to, yeah, it mentioned earlier that it was. But yeah, I just mentioned the door because I had forgotten which doorway I clicked on to go into John's room and just assumed the one without a door would be it. And so I clicked on the one I thought would go somewhere other than his room, but it turned out to be his room. And it's not that it's confusing, it's just that I'm forgetful. Is this tobacco Is this tobacco burning apparatus? Yuck, you still have pipe taste in your mouth. Disregard this nonsense. Your dad uses this stuff sometimes to dazzle you with his silly vaudevillian escapades. Really, you couldn't roll your eyes hard enough at this corny act. Yeah. Disregard this nonsense. Umbrella. Read unpleasant literature. The Serious Jester. Serious Jester magazine. For those for whom clowning around is serious business. Consume nut. You would, but you're not sure if this dark realm has any hospitals. Whoops. Where's the... There. Return to the large room with the gross paintings. You would, but you're not sure if this house has any hospitals. I already forgot the line. This way through the doors like you see in a cowboy saloon. Plunder chest. Would you like to play a game? Plunder chest. Would you like to play a game? Room. Oh. Oh. I can click too. Sniff vegetable. Doesn't smell like anything. This book is too big for a young stupid boy. Colonel Sassacre's is your favorite book. Almost as favorite as Wise Guy. They are both your favoritist of all time. Peek in the bowl of goo. Wherever your dad went, he seems to have left in a hurry. For all his absurdities you have to put up with, you sure wish he was here right now. No, I was just wased. Wased. Yeah. Examine this artwork. Your dad was so proud when you drew this, he hung it immediately, and it's stayed there ever since. That was 1 week ago. Open this door now. Open these and rifle through them for goods. You don't give a shit what's in here. Probably nothing you'd be inclined to use now anyways. This is no time for laundry. You're right. Thank you for being sensible about it. This is no time for laundry. You're right. Thanks for being so sensible about it. Window. No, I didn't click goo. Examine the smeared substance. Is this oil? You wonder what happened in here. Where is your dad? Open this door now. Exit, boy. Ponder Lawn Amusement. Your childhood nemesis, the spring-mounted pogo ride, sadly was not swallowed by the void. It'll have to wait for another day for its comeuppance. Boy, engage this mangled trapeze display. Looks like your swing set is toast. You relive fond memories in a moment of sorrow. I like how this looks like a Wii controller. It's probably not supposed to. Neat. Claim this dangling tree bauble. The trick handcuffs are still there. Thank God. And no, you're not about to try to claim them just now. Fiddle with this bright sparkling things. That sounds incredibly dangerous. John sensibly disregards your awful advice. This thing is in the way. Admire this wall-mounted gadget. Through some mysterious force, your house still seems to be powered, even though the wires are severed. Quite bizarre. Back into the house with you. Go back into the luncheon parlor. Return to the room with the dead hag's remains. I think I've looked at everything I can now. Except maybe for this. Vile. Pay no mind to this filth. What is he even doing there? Playing with a ball or something? Clowns are stupid. The hall? Yeah, I went down a hall. He's dead. I went down halls. Yeah, I went down this hall. I went down another hall, I think. I think I went down halls. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure I've done everything. Into the door which isn't there. Secret key command. Cool. Oops. Right. Oh wait. I don't like that. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Investigate this device. It seems you're still connected to the internet. You'll reply in a moment once you've fully assessed your situation. Go out the door that is not there. Let's see. Quit all this scurrying around. For the last time, this boy's name is John. Fine, John. Return to your quarters. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. Now, John, Respond to your friend unit. John, are you there? Hey, yeah, I'm here, and not dead, I think. I know. I've been watching you scramble through your house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner. Oh man, sorry, I was looking around for my dad and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him? No, I'm sure he'll turn up. We have more important things to address right now. Yeah, like where am I? I don't know that either, but I've determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were transported, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many smaller meteor collisions with people's homes around the world, and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest they've identified so far. Wow. Okay. So then I guess if this is all the game's doing, then the point is for us to save the world. Perhaps. Then we'd better get moving and figure this game out. Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA. Yet again. It will help to keep tabs on each other while you investigate. I think I can get closer to it, if I can replenish your grist supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already used. Okay, I'll meet you out on the balcony. Wait, Rose, one thing. What? You never wished me happy birthday. Hello? I was working on something to send you. I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believed meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John. Oh geez, that is silly. Anyways, thanks. First, take the fabric item on the floor there. The towel? Why? Oh well, you're the boss. The capture log, the towel. What now? Do as the purple text says. To the balcony. John makes his way to the balcony per your awkwardly worded request. Wait, take that. The blue wobbly thing. You whimsically decide to catalog a totem, which was used earlier to create the apple tree. John recycles the grist, as was dictated by his cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. That is up to the Spurb player. I see. Yes, that'll suffice. Rose deletes the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Rose expends the grist to drag a new plank from the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John runs across the precarious platform swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Fine. Proceed as your level of comfort dictates. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. Now, take it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figurines into the night. You can kiss that one goodbye. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. Those boring men are uninteresting. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do, by some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know. It is hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptoms of an anxiety disorder, like post-traumatic stress. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try. Like prototyping the kernel sprite again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I'll go back inside. No, don't do that. Hop off this ledge onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you just tumble out of anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. Sand. Oh, wait. I hadn't realized I'd clicked a link. Neat. Upon connecting with the client user, the server user will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You'll find that you're allowed to display 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines and 1 is a punch card. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If this is the case, and you have activated the machine called the Extruder, such as it displays a countdown, you must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But, if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Extruder aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly, and to go over the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in a success which appears to have a singular purpose, to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Extruder, again, tread lightly with this one, the Totem Lathe, the Alchemeter, and the pre-punched card. God. I will describe how these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. So many words. Okay. It's not that they're big, it's just that there's a lot of them. I need to catch my breath for a second. First, deploy all these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of rooms to make space for them, but I'd advise against this, or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of build grist, a commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you'd be best advised to save for later. The Extruder. Removing the lid signals the moment your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. Somewhere, a soused uncle desperately shatters china on the floor, Muddy livestock is decorated, and then lost track of. The question, whose mule is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is now your reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I am about to describe. The countdown begins, yes. Also, an entity called the Kernel Sprite is released. But neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More on these things later. What is relevant is the unedited Crux Shooter's ability to dispense Cruxite dowels. It will dispense at least one, though I suspect it's capable of producing more, given parameters I'm not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer on a rack, and sets about carving into a key. The two following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Sylladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may guess, is punched, like one with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the item the card contains. That it is pre-punched suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. The middleman is the totem lathe. The totem lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve your Cruxite dowel, a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort which makes the key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the hard item through the alchemimeter. But at this point, I've diverged from my key-making analogy and switched to the barcode analogy, which is not a terribly strenuous leap to make, since the concepts of a key and a barcode are essentially the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other a very black lines. The alchemimeter. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, on the alchemimeter's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card, and transforming that data into a physical object, though typically this is not done without an expense. I believe an uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is seemingly a useless green cube. It costs you 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist, ostensibly used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offer some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Crafting an item on a pre-punched card costs nothing. This is good because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can, in your own time, begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100, so your extruder is ticking. Do this to live. I think I'm gonna need more water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more water. I am so out of breath. I'm also gonna set the song from earlier to play again. The song I played at the start of the stream, not anything else. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequency. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose checks the status of her laptop's battery. Her laptop battery's alright for now, but it won't be for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, she can think of one last resort, the small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Rose prototypes the sprite with Freddy Rocker Box. What? Oh man, you're going to use that? That sucks. What a stupid idea. We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery power. But the cake mix? That's so dumb. I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around. Fine. I guess. The sprite is playing hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the potted vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours. Rose prototypes the sprite with the Sassacre text. Oh yes, sweet. Now we're talking. See if you can distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John flail about in a distracting manner. Your sprite finds the distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. The pesky sprite eludes you again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. In narrowly missing with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tone. The entire house rattles under the astonishing girth of the book. In the other room, Nana's ashes dump onto the sprite, which is caught unawares by the dousing. Should I have pronounced it Colonel Sprite? Oh wait. Colonel Sprite. Oh, I just realized that's a fucking pun. Okay. That sucks. Inspect Hagash accident. You find the sacred urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Rose removes the corkscrew from the doorway. Aw man, where'd it go? I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client so I can repeat your steps and presumably join you wherever you are. We should do this quickly before my house burns down. Wait, there's a fire? There will be soon. Oh jeez, so I moved this thing already. It looks like it requires a lot of grist to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door either. How much do you have? 0. Oh, I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but it sounds really dangerous. I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs.
Do again as the purple words say.
You're about to head upstairs, but you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was a small, light-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited hoo hoo hoo. No, I don't think I will ignore this woman's antics. I think I'm going to stare at this for a little while. I'm glad I took the time to appreciate this woman's antics. You're not sure you even saw a woman, let alone any of her hypothetical antics, but whatever it was, you might have caught a glimpse of it. It sure gave you the willies. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. See, and here the door's not here.
Indulge the device, but be curt with it.
Hey bro, check it out, I'm working on some new rhymes. Dude, I don't have the time for your nerdy raps. Come on, this is Hellsaville, just listen. It sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was, but now I'm in some weird dimension that Spurb sent me to or something. And now on top of that, I think I'm being haunted by my dead grandma. Huh? For real? Yeah, it's true, I'll talk to you later about it. I think I could drop some sick rhymes about all this. Man, see, I just don't think all the rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is. No, this'll be dope, check it. No, I have to go. Bye. Wait. I'm not reading all that. You head out on the balcony to find out what Rose has in mind. She's messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. I'm lifting the car up to the balcony. Whoa, okay. Once it's up, retrieve the game, then I'll put it back down on the driveway. But the door's locked, then break a window. But it's my dad's car. Aww. It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velvet gloves. Alright. Rose picks up the car. No patience for raps.
Connection lost!
Oh no. Oh dear.
Ridiculous folly. Inexcusable.
You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone. Indeed, this seems to be the case. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well.
What color are the words that this chum says?
I'm back. Oh, hi. I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by any chance a meteor? Yes! How'd you know? Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyways, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I'm fine. It landed a pretty good ways from my house and I went to look at it. It's pretty big. But Beck doesn't want me to go near it, so I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird spooky bottomless pit, and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh no! Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John, I'm so sorry. But I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. The game I was telling you about, Spurb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute, but now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just lost the car, and my copy of the game is in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse? Huh? Well, it sounds really crazy, and kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John, maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it is probably you. Wow, you think so? Yes. Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect her Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff, but she lost battery power and I lost the game disc, so I think I have to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. Ha ha ha, he is so silly. Yeah, anyway, I should talk to him about it, so Burb... The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again.
Stop rapping for a second, you horse's ass. I have something important to talk about. What's up? Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was going to connect to her with Spurb, but I lost my copy. Okay. Also, she lost battery power. If she can get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help her. My copy? That's gonna be tough. Why? I lost it. It's a stupid story and I'd rather not talk about it. Shit be embarrassing, yo. I thought you said you had two. Well, yeah, one is my brother copy. Okay, well get his then, alright? But he's not going to be happy about that. Whatever. Also, you might want to read Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed on this. Oh man, what? Nothing really. Look, all I'm saying is the girl tends to lay it on the kind of thick, you know? Slash rolls eyes. Your laptop is out of battery power. There's only one thing left to do. Time to make your way to the backup generator. Rose, need a laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. Neat. That would be such a waste of time. Besides, you already knitted one a while ago. You retrieve it from your knitting bag and apply it to your laptop. You capture log the laptop plus cozy. Rose equips the grimoire to Strife Specibus. That would be incredibly ill-advised. There are some dark forces you just don't want to mess with. You understand this better than most. You put that book down. Rose recapture logs her items. She grabs the knitting bag and the grimoire in that order. It's always a logistical puzzle with your tree modus. The tree auto-balances, leaving the knitting bag accessible in the root card. Rose allocates knitting needles to Strife Specibus. You feel a lot more comfortable with this as a weapon. You're so handy with those needles, you feel like you could probably use them to fillet a swordfish. You lose the root card in the process, severing the tree. Hey, careful with all that stuff. Rose knits the plush cuddle Cthulhu to soothe nerves. That would also be a preposterous waste of time. Besides, you're quite sure you've never heard of this creature called a Cthulhu before. There are, however, many other specimens of the zoologically dubious you're familiar, such as consult the grimoire. Fluthulu, foul patrician of misery. To hear his mammoth belly gurgle is to know the epoch of joy has come to an abrupt end. And Rub Ygilth, Shamebeast king of grotesquerie, Writhe lord of the moist beyond hood. Hearing his melodious chirps and tongue clicks causes one's bones to explode. And of course, there's Oglogoth, the deep one. Whenever he grinds his teeth, all the children of a random galaxy somewhere whiff around continuously for a 9,000-year span. He's the first and smallest of the smaller gods, appointed in servitude of a vile and fathomable pantheon of middling gods which caters to the whims of the noble circle of horror terrors. An omniscient, omnipowerful order of the elite few, forever cloaked in the darkness of the furthest ring. Halo. And then there's this strange page containing some rather mysterious notes on summoning procedures. You've never been quite sure what these diagrams are getting at. Rose takes the items and proceeds downstairs. You recapture log everything the way you want it to appear in the tree and head downstairs. You figure that's enough dilly-dallying. Time to get a move on. You wonder if this rain will ever let up. It's driven since the month began, perhaps long enough to forget its purpose. It no longer even knows to assuage fire. Somewhere a zealous god threads these strings between clouds and the earth, preparing for a symphony it fears impossible to play, and so it threads on and on, delaying the rays of the conductor's baton. How you hate this season. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. American sports legend Charles Barkley. Confront mother in hall. Surely your mother is lurking nearby. You should be prepared for an unpleasant confront. What? Okay. Since I'm getting really out of breath, and last night I stopped right as it switched perspective and introduced a new character, I think it would be fitting to do so here too. There will be another stream tomorrow, but for now I'm tired and I'm out of breath. Okay. Thanks for watching. Yeah, there will be another stream tomorrow. Adios.